everybody, it's Whitney Clark with Starlight Adventure. I recently just made my introductory video, and so now I'm going to try to make a video that can actually help people who are clairaudient, aka people who hear voices. Clairaudience, I've come to realize, can be broad. Literally all these gifts that are out there in the world are broad, but specifically for me, I'm talking to the population of clairaudience that specifically hears voices. I know some people gather messages and everything through like songs and stuff. I'm specifically talking about people in the clairaudience umbrella who hear a lot of shit. So it's like a radio. You might hear like somebody whispering your name, or maybe you get the full-on chatter. So first things first, if you are a baby clairaudient, you need to know this. You hear my words. While it is super amazing that you have the ability to hear, it is so cool. You're going to be able to do so many things with it. The first thing you need to know about all this cool stuff that you're experiencing, that no other being is better than you. No other being is like higher level than you. They are not gods to you. They are not, unless you want to look at them that way, but I highly suggest that you don't. This is equal playing ground, or equal playing field across all levels. So yes, you have the ability to hear other beings in, let's say, a different layer. And I say, let's say, a different layer because I don't currently have a full understanding exactly of what's going on with that, or where the beings actually like exist, what layer they're in. I don't have a full concept of that. I am still learning. So to be completely honest, I am still learning. I will always be growing and getting additional information, and the more information I find out, I will gladly share with others. But okay, back to the first thing. To people who are clairaudient and who are just now hearing voices, or maybe you've been hearing them for a long time and you're just like, oh my God, I can't deal with this anymore. The first thing you need to know is that just like human beings, where there are human beings with great personalities that are wonderful to be around and you just like those cozy type of people, and then there are human beings that are kind of, let's just say, for lack of a, well, I'll just say it, they're turds, that are really mean and are bullies, or whatever they want to do with their life, but they could be happy and to make better choices, but choose not to and choose to be a turd instead. Guess what? It's exactly the same on the other side of the veil. Exactly the same. Exactly the same. Not everyone is nice. First step. First thing you should know, not everyone is nice. I say this because me personally, I went into it thinking that like, oh, this is some otherworldly being. Everybody just must be so benevolent. What's the word? I have a hard time saying words. I'm a writer and I have a hard time saying words. Benevolent. The person that's very loving. There, I can say that. Someone who's very loving. I got to find out that that is not the case. There are beings out there that are turds. And unfortunately, what happens when someone starts hearing voices, it's kind of like a light turns on and then it's like people can see you now, or those on the other side can see you now, and they're like, haha, there's fresh meat there. Let's go have some fun over there. And then that is unfortunately sometimes the case. So that's just to give you a perspective on that. So now that we know that not everyone is nice, but there are some really nice and loving people, just like on Earth, just like here, there are nice and loving people that are there to help you and guide you, and they just want all the good things in the world for you. And there are oppositely some beings that are just not that way. They like to trick people. They like to see you suffer. They actually like feed off of your suffering. So there are beings that feed off of your sadness. They feed off of your trauma. They feed off of your angst and anger and all the stuff. So Pandora's box is open. It all exists out there. So it's good to have a good understanding of that, so that way you can make clear boundaries, so that way you don't put anybody over yourself, so that way you don't give away your sovereignty. A big part of mediumship, of clairaudience, of anybody who is harnessing their gifts or learning them, is knowing your or is claiming your sovereignty as a individual. A way to activate this in yourself, it can be super easy. So your journey can be as super easy, as hard as you want it. Like, literally, this is what I have learned. So if you are an individual that is having trouble with, say, claiming your sovereignty, the first step is just saying, hey, I'm so and so, and I'm choosing to claim my sovereignty in this moment and all moments going forward. And you literally say that, and it activates. It's an activation for you. You can say it every day. I recommend saying it every day until you truly learn and integrate your sovereignty. So yeah, sovereignty is going to be just a huge part of this journey for you, or it is like intrinsic. I wish I had somebody that could have told me, like, step one, make sure you're sovereign, because and sovereignty may be different for a lot of people. For me, I had truly had to come to terms with, like, me, myself as Whitney Clark, claiming all of myself and going through that journey. It doesn't have to be that hard for you, though. I went through a 2-year journey of claiming sovereignty. I don't recommend it. There are easier ways, and literally just doing that activation of, again, I am so and so. I am claiming my sovereignty. I claim myself. I love myself, and I am stepping into all of that I truly am. And no other being is allowed to break my sovereignty down, or something like that. It can be whatever words you want. It doesn't have to be strictly, but just you doing that action step opens up more pathways for you, and it reprograms your brain. And going back to reprogramming your brain, this is a whole other concept, but just think of it as our brains as computers, and we've been walking around programmed a certain way by other people. And just so you know, you can reprogram yourself at any point in time. And whenever you get up and you do say these affirmations to yourself, you are reprogramming your subconscious to accept them. So just like how anybody can program you, you can program yourself and say, nah, all that old stuff's not good for me. I want this new stuff coming in. So if you're having problems with sovereignty, get up in the morning and say your sovereignty phrase, and you can mix it up however you want. Say it throughout the day. If you're particularly struggling, if you're just now coming into clairaudience and you're like a baby little clairaudient from the get-go, start doing that. You might not have to do it as much because you're already claiming it, you're already activating that within yourself, and you're already kind of setting up that boundary. I hope some of these tips helped. I will be sure to make other videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.